Let him laugh, let him weep, let him yell, let him sing. All they wanna say. Let him lay me traps and men to pray to Jehovah, me I pray. Let him laugh, let him weep, let him yell, let him sing. All they wanna say. Let him lay me traps and men to pray to Jehovah, me I pray. Let I be me instead of playing games. For chasing fame, let somebody sweat the lack of flames. No, living my life to the fullest and shout out my halala to the fullest. Let my lungs out. I'm still rising up to greater heights as long as
Hello, bonjour, and bon année. Welcome to Rise to Greater Heights Network, where you can turn your fears into greater success while seizing new opportunities. My name is Rial Bunene, and I'm going to be your host for today. So if you're watching us online, please feel free to put it in the chat box where you're watching us from and what you hope to achieve from our podcast today. Today, we are surrounded by greatness in the World Wide Web. We have amazing speakers who's going to share some nuggets on developing awareness and mindfulness. We're going back to Southeast Asia. In Southeast Asia, in Malaysia, we have Jesilu. And in Montreal, Canada, we have Melinda Cochrane. In Ontario, Canada, we have Teresa Benz. And in the beautiful California, we have Carmen Cadena. So at this moment, I'll just let our speakers to introduce themselves. So you can go ahead, Jessie.
Hi everyone, my name is Jessie Liu. I'm a digital parenting coach. I am a mother of 4, a cybersecurity expert, and I also have the same task as all parents, which is nurturing my children to become a better digital children. And that's why I'm here.
Amazing, amazing. You can go ahead, Melinda. You are muted. Melinda, you are muted.
Hi, sorry about that. My name is Melinda Cochrane, and I'm a teacher and a writer and a poet, and I am here today to encourage other people to write their stories and to heal through their stories as well.
I love that. You can go ahead, Teresa.
Hi, I'm Teresa Banks from Ontario, Canada, and I am a life coach, inspirational writer, and a motivational speaker. And I am here to allow people to know that more knowledge that you have, the better, and the more you can succeed in your life.
Oh, wow, I love that. I love that. So you can go ahead, Carmen.
Hello, I am Carmen from Los Angeles, California. I am a mom of 1. Used to be a stay-at-home mom until the pandemic hit. And while everybody was sitting down on the couch trying to figure it out what to do, I actually got off from the couch and I said, it's time to do something. I enrolled myself in a course that changed my life. And through my story with having poor self-image and having a poor relationship with food, I was able to rise higher, rise to new heights. And now I became a motivational speaker.
Oh, wow. I love that. I love that. So good people, it is so significant to have a positive mindset, but especially in this COVID-19 pandemic. So this network, this Rise to Greater Heights network has the potential to completely revolutionize every aspect of your life and career. And you can tell that we are surrounded by amazing speakers today. So Jessie, before we continue, I have a question for you. Jessie. If you happen to have your own billboard, I can see your billboard coming down in the busy highway in Malaysia. What will your billboard say?
my billboard will say that that I've actually impacted a lot of children. I'm able to save a lot of children from internet dangers, and parents have actually built better relation, in fact, in this digital era, connecting with their children and able to empower their children to use digital and electronic device in a positive way and staying safe in the internet. So that's the billboard will actually say about me.
Oh, wow, I love that. I love that. I like for the fact that you just want us to stay safe on the internet, because in this era, really, everything revolves around the internet. So I love your billboard, Jessie. How about you, Melinda? What will your billboard say? I can see your billboard in that busy highway in Montreal. What will it say?
I think it would say, first of all, I would want a picture of me with a bunch of other people that have supported me along the way, and others that I can encourage to tell their story and to help others. So I envision a caption that says, tell your story, heal through your stories, and you'll be surprised in who your story can help. I think that's what I would want on my billboard.
Oh, wow. Wow. Tell your story and heal through your story. I love that. I love that. How about you, Teresa? What will your billboard say in that busy highway of Ontario?
My billboard would say that the journey through life will teach you many things. And every step is not a wasted step. God has a wonderful plan for each and every one of us, and that you can conquer anything as long as you don't live with the labels that were placed on you once upon a time.
Wow. I love that. God has our back. I love that. I love that. And how about you, Carmen? I can see your billboard. Maybe it's already there. I don't know. In that busy highway in California.
No, but it's coming. So considering the fact that I live in Los Angeles, close to Beverly Hills, Hollywood, and we're surrounded by billboards that usually, kind of promote a lot of plastic surgery for over photoshopped women, my billboard will have somebody's, I don't know if I will be that brave, but I guess I will be that brave. Someone's naked body, obviously covering your parts, but showing the cellulite, showing the stretch marks, showing the flab on your arms. Somebody who is unashamed and have some sort of surgery, what do you call those? The instruments that the doctors use on the side where it said no more plastic surgery. I believe that TV, more than anything, commercials, right? Ads when you at least now here in Los Angeles, there's a store named Target that is starting to get extra large sizes as a normal size. But I believe that when you love your body, you don't need surgery. You don't need to stay overweight in an unhealthy body, right? But I believe that when you start loving your body from within, you start taking care of your body more than wanting to just get the shortcut cutting, extra skin of your body. So it will promote anything along those lines.
Wow. Wow. You just remind me of the saying that says, I know who I am. Like, I believe I just embrace the color of my skin. I embrace like every imperfect that you might look at me as it's an imperfect situation. I embrace that. I love that comment. I love that. Thank you. Thank you. So our first speaker is going to be Jessie Liu. Jessie Liu is a founder of Digital Parenting Coaching. As a mother of 4, a cybersecurity expert, she also had to face the same task as all parents, which are rearing safe and responsible digital citizens. Jessie was quote saying, "We are living in the digital era, and hence we need new skills to digital parent our children." She has been able to help parents to become confident in digital parents, having better relationship with their children while empowering their children to use electronic devices in a responsible way while staying safe online. So kings and queens, please join me and welcome Jessie Liu.
Hi, everyone. My name is Jessie, and I'm a digital parenting coach. As a parenting coach, many parents assume that I was born and inheriting good parenting skills from my upbringing. How I wish this is true. To be honest, the situation back in 2019 was not that great. I was constantly having battle with my children on all areas of life. My children do not like to connect with me, and I wasn't present with my children. In fact, I was coming from a mindset of controlling. Back then, I was always in reacting mode with my children, especially when my eldest daughter refused to obey my instruction. Sometimes I can just feel anger eaten into myself and myself become a monster mom to my daughter. I realized something was wrong. When I managed to calm myself down, I looked into myself, wondering what was wrong with me. I realized that I was following some of my mom's footsteps. Tears came down my cheek. If I had experienced that, how can I do the same to my little Swen? My husband recommended me meditating. Back then, I was having some anxiety attack due to some career and working relationship issue. In the beginning, I do not see by sitting silently will solve my problem. But I just couldn't get out of my existing problem on my own. Knowing my husband comes from a place of love, I decided to just obey and meditate together with him. Little by little, days by days, after weeks of meditation, I began to feel the calmness in my heart and in my mind. My mind was cluttered back then. Once I started to see the clutter seems to disappear, I started to see the path clearly. I know that whatever I believed that time was not true. These are the false belief system I had, which someone else planted it there for me. I become aware of my mind and my surrounding. What are the messages coming into my mind? What are my thoughts at the moment? And what can I do to dismiss these negative thoughts or false belief systems? I started to begin my personal development journey. The first thing that I do for my parenting area is I list down all the false parenting beliefs that I have. I used to think that my children should be good in study because I used to be a good student. I realized this is a false belief. It comes from my cultural belief as a Chinese. For Chinese family, we believe in order to succeed, you must have good education. All of us come with some strengths and talent. My second son, Wei, have a good artistic talent, and I definitely do not have that. Once I have dismissed this false parenting belief, I'm able to accept my children for who they are and focus on their strength and talent. The second false belief system that I have is all my children must be filial and listen to their parents. Where does this parenting belief come from? It comes from my cultural, traditional Chinese upbringing. I realized I do not want that. Instead of following me blindly, they should be able to think and decide their own using critical thinking. They should follow and pursue their own path. I want to pursue empowerment parenting so that my children are empowered to pursue the life that they want. Lastly, when my friend passed away, Lee, due to nose cancer in March 2019, it allows me to sit down and realize what is more important to me, which are my family, fulfilling my true potential and able to bring impact to the world. These passings on teach me a lesson of being a mother, that we don't always give ourselves a higher priority, a need of self-care. It does not mean being selfish. I started to self-care for myself more. In fact, when my glass is full, I'm able to give more to the others. So parents, how many of you have parenting belief that we still hold and has become a baggage in parenting our children? As I talk about all this, how many of you are started to think about your parenting belief? So take a moment, really think and aware of your false parenting belief. So what happened to the News Justice family in 2020? Now I have a basic foundation of family values to discuss and decide together with my children. My children love to connect with me and we'll discuss about all things in their life, online and offline world. In fact, they rather have less toy and screen time. They just wanted to spend more time with mama. I'm present with my children and we definitely have a better quality time together. We have established a clear family value and family culture. All my children knows and take the family values as their own one. And this has become more powerful as it comes from their hearts. My parenting style comes from empowering perspective rather than controlling perspective. So, do you want transformation in your family life? How many of you want this kind of transformation? Raise your hand if you want to take it to the next level. Here is the step. The first step is be clear about your role as a parent. What is our role as a parent? What do we want out of our parenting journey? For myself, I want a long-lasting relationship with my children to share their growing and growth journey and to inspire them to be a better person who can contribute to the world. Second, be present and mindful about your current parenting practice. Most of us come with some false parenting belief. You have to break this down so that you can move on. Sometimes these false parenting beliefs are the one hold us from connecting with our children. Lastly, we have to change from a mindset of controlling to empowering. This is true, especially our children are born in this digital era. I know it is hard being parents sometimes in this digital age, and we just want the best for our children, even with our limited knowledge. But I want you to know this. If I can do this for me and my family, you can too. Thank you so much, everyone.
Wow, Jesse, you mentioned that we are living in this digital era and hence we need new skills to digital parent our children. And thank you so much, Jesse, for sharing such a timely, needed message, more especially, yes, in this era that you've mentioned. We need that wisdom and that knowledge about the exposure of the internet and everything for our kids. Thank you so much, Jesse, for sharing such a timely, needed message. So one speaker, we're coming back to Canada from Southeast Asia to Canada, Montreal. Our next speaker is going to be Melinda Cochran. Melinda Cochran is a poet, fiction writer, educator, cancer survivor, and a newly graduated paralegal. Melinda's new path is to teach others how to find writing as a path to heal. And in this mission, she hopes to inspire others to find their passions, no matter what that passion may be. She also hopes to empower women to believe in their own abilities and worth in order for them to build more positive lives for themselves. So in Montreal, Quebec, she spoke at the Dawson's College's Anti-Violence Conference in 2011 and at the Bronfman Jewish Education Center in 2018. She also did a pet talk at McGill University where she spoke to young aspiring teachers. So kings and queens, please join me and welcome Melinda Cochran.
Hi, everyone. I want to say thank you, first of all, for having me here. I'm humbled by the invitation. I'm going to start today talking about dreams. We all have them. We all fight for them. They get us up when all we want to do is quit, and they help us rise when all we want to do is fall. I'm going to share a story right now that I hope will encourage you to continue fighting for your dreams, because in the process of fighting for your dreams, We all have doubts, and we all have moments where we want to give up. This is a story that happened a long time ago. And I want you to picture in your head a little girl sitting on the floor coloring. In a chair sat my father, who had progressive multiple sclerosis and passed away at the age of 36. On this day, for whatever reason, I couldn't help but stare at him. I was lost in his disease, worried as a little girl about what would happen to him. As he sat there, he caught me in the corner of his eye. And at that moment, his smile and the joke that he said to make me laugh filled my heart and planted a seed that continues to move with me, and I'm hoping that I can plant in you today. You see, he had lost all of his abilities to walk, to go to the washroom, and eventually to speak coherently. But what he did that day, however, is show me a man that, regardless of the situation, was able to smile and share laughter. That seed was so powerful that it encouraged me and got me through my own cancer diagnosis and allowed me to fight for my dreams like I know you are fighting for yours. It reminds me of a quote by Maya Angelou. Just like moons and like suns, with the certainty of tides, just like hopes spring high, still I rise. And another from the poem Invictus by William Henley. I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. And I know that all of you have the ability to fight for your dreams, to fight through the obstacles, and to simply see them as things that you have to dance around until you get to where you have to go. So in a time of uncertainty, I want you to hang on to the things and maybe this story and keep going, because I know you can, and I believe in you. Thank you for listening.
Melinda, oh my goodness, that was a profound message. And knowing you that you just want to empower women to believe in their own abilities and sharing such nuggets. Wow. Thank you so much, Melinda, for sharing such a much needed message. Believing in our dreams. That's what we will have to do. So thank you. Thank you so much, Melinda. We're going to stick around in Canada for quite some time. Right now, we're moving down to Ontario, where we're going to have Teresa Banks. Teresa Banks is a 43-year-old mom, old mom of 4 and a grandma of 2. She started following her passion 2 years ago after seeing Les Brown live. As he says, follow your dreams and find your purpose. Teresa enjoys talking to people and helping to inspire others. She's an entrepreneur and training under Les Brown's Prodigy program. She lives in Ontario, Canada, where she was born and raised. She hopes to inspire others to be their best selves. And her passion is to help people heal from trauma that they have gone through in their lives. So kings and queens, please join me and welcome Teresa Banks.
Thank you very much, Rayon. I want to thank you guys all for having me again today. It is such an honor to be here and to be speaking on this platform. This is exactly what I wanted to do when I started this journey. And as my dad used to say to me all the time, do as I say and not as I do, but believe in yourself in everything that you do. And that is one thing that I live by. And the mindset that we follow every day and the routines that we teach our children and the way that we speak to others is huge. It can change from being negative to positive. Having a wonderful, outgoing mindset and transforming your everyday life and setting yourself up for success or failure. And it all has to do with you, the way that you talk, the way that you carry yourself, and the way that you live and present yourself to others. Kindness, motivation, mindset, and routine. It could be such a wonderful, wonderful experience. And as I sit here today, I remember all these wonderful things that I'm learning day to day and how we positive self-talk, we can either set ourselves up for success or failure. And that's what it's all about. That's where we come from on a daily routine. So in the mornings, as we're getting ready for the day and we have our coffee and our breakfast and we're preparing our lunch, what are we telling ourselves? How are we showing our children to succeed in life, to set goals and skills and wonderful perseverance that they can get through as long as they keep their mind positive, positive self-talk, positive energy, and knowing that they have something wonderful in store. Each and every one of us have something great to share with the world nowadays, and everything that we've been through in this last 2 years has shown us that this will not take us down. It will allow us to rise to greater heights. And that's why I'm so grateful to be here, to speak here, and to have this opportunity, because we all have that wonderful greatness inside of us. We each were born with a purpose. And now we need to have that drive and the motivation to find it and to be able to know what it is, to succeed and to honor what our daily needs are. Positive self-talk and mindfulness and understanding that there is so much more to these daily tasks that we do. Driving to work, perfect example. When was the last time that you looked at your surroundings and actually enjoyed what is going on, noticing something new? I was driving with my 17-year-old the other day, and my mom has been gone for 2 years this year, and we were driving through an intersection, and I hadn't been through that intersection in 2 years. And I said, oh my goodness, they put a roundabout in. My son's like, Mom, that roundabout's been here for years. And I'm like, yeah. Just thinking mindfulness that we have not been in that area for 2 years. It was kind of different for me because I was like, wow, something new. As we're continuously teaching our children that mindfulness, being aware of our surroundings, and the way that we speak to others can change everything in our daily lives. This is what the biggest thing is. With everything that we are going through, we need to be mindful of the way that we talk and treat and look at others, because rising people up is the way that we should be teaching our children, not tearing people down. And that is one of the things that I love so much about all the trauma that we have gone through throughout our lives. We can stay with it and allow it to build us and be angry and frustrated and use alcohol and drugs to compensate the pain that we're going through, or we can deal with it and learn positive, mindful ways to live our life. And that's one of the journeys that I love in my business and that I have learned to develop more of is positive mindset, knowing that you are in control of your life and the way that you want your future to go. So once again, I want to thank you guys for having me and understanding that mindset is a mindfulness technique that we do every single day. It could be positive self-talk, and we teach the ones around us how to treat us. So remember that your smile goes a lot further than you could ever imagine.
Wow, Teresa, your smile goes a long way than you can imagine. You've also mentioned that mindfulness is the positive positioning on what you are thinking of what's going on. Teresa, this was a timely needed message, and thank you so much for sharing such a profound message. So now we're just crossing the borders. We're crossing the borders. We are hitting LA by storm in the beautiful California. We have Carmen Cadena. Carmen Cadena is a motivational speaker on the rise. She has been trained by Les Brown, and she's a Les Brown certified speaker. She's a health coach focused on behavioral science. Carmen is an entrepreneur and a mindset mentor. So kings and queens, please join me and welcome Carmen Cadena.
Thank you so much for having me here. I'm so honored to be here. And so before I begin, I just want you to close your eyes, put your hand on your chest, feel your heart beating, and take a deep breath. Okay, now open your eyes. And what you just felt, it's you. You just felt you. You know what that means? That means that you're alive. And a lot of the times, mindfulness comes into practice when we don't realize that we are human. We go day by day, taking care of our chores, taking care of our kids, taking care of like all the million things that we have going on, but we never take a minute to actually say, hey, good job. Hey, you're doing great, right? There's always that like comedy talking, saying, you did it good, but not good enough, or you could have done more, or you forgot such and such. And there's always that negative talk, right? Negative. For me, I was 12 years old when I realized that I had a very negative self-talk. And that negative self-talk was always telling me that I wasn't pretty, that I was too skinny, that my skin was too light, that I had too many freckles, that my nose was too big, that my friends had boobs, but not me. And so my dream and my obsession became to become an adult so I can get plastic surgery. I was only 10. I moved to the United States when I was 15, and lo and behold, when I came over here, life just completely changed. Not only was I in a culture that didn't speak my language, and not only was I in a culture where everything was just so new to me, but I was in a culture where drugs were so accessible. So when I started going to high school, somebody said, try this, and that was it. I started using methamphetamine, and fast forward 6 years later, it took me a while to finally start a journey to self-discovery and self-love. Even then, after that, after I sobered up, I never really knew what was the cause. Why did I end up doing drugs? What was it about drugs? Yes, it's true that the physical aspect of it drew me to it. I was addicted in a physical state because it was very hard to physically get off of it. But mentally, what was it about the drug that drew me to it? So I had to do some searching, some soul searching, you want to say. And I realized that what was happening is that drugs made me feel complete, made me feel whole, and made me not care what people thought about me, and made me not care what I thought about myself. I didn't feel anything. I was numb. Literally, I was numb. And so at the age of 21, 22, 23, all the way to 28, I was in a process of rehabilitation. And just how they say that it takes a village to raise a child, it also takes a village to wake up a soul. and to build somebody up and to build the confidence that never was there and to just build a person up. And that's exactly what happened to me. I used to always condemn myself for all the mistakes that I did while I was on drugs until I took a course last year. And while everybody was sitting down and crying over the pandemic, I said, I need to do something. I know that this is not it for me. There's more to life. Like, what is it? And so I did my soul searching again, and which is, by the way, such a good tip. Every time you need something, you have all the answers. All you need to do is sit and stay still, and the answers will come. So that was the case for me. And I realized that everything that I needed was there. I took the course of Les Brown, and I realized that things didn't actually happen for me. I mean, to me, they actually happened for me. And it was then when I decided to make a change and to love myself and to be okay with my own skin and to be just happy of who I am. I was so obsessive with food and exercise, and I try to do everything to the extreme. And if I wasn't eating and measuring my food, then I was not doing it well. And also, when I was going to the gym, if I didn't work out for like a whole hour and lifted heavy and did all the things that everybody else was doing, then I was not doing a good workout. And boy, was I wrong from that. So I decided to start really believing in myself and just loving myself. And that didn't come easy. And I know for a lot of people, it doesn't come easy. I started actually sitting down and appreciating each bite that I took. Every single bite that I took of food, I had to appreciate it and just be mindful of what I was eating. And I started building a relationship with my food. And then every time I would shower, I would stand in front of the mirror and I would look at my body and I would get lotion and I would caress my body and I would be like, oh my goodness, you're so beautiful. I love you. I love you. I love you. And slowly, I know that it sounds crazy, but slowly those little steps completely transformed my life. It transformed my life in a way that I cannot tell you. I can tell you a million words, but it has to be done by you to understand it, to feel the feeling. And so now I'm aware that I am not at a healthy body weight, but I'm also mindful that this is not a forever state, and that by loving myself, I am making wiser choices of what I do to work out and what I do to eat or what I put in my body. So I challenge you to do the same thing. Start with small steps, because a lot of the time, small steps in the right direction are still in the right direction. And even if it sounds crazy to just like sit down and appreciate food or talk to your food, still be mindful, because it's all about being mindful of our surroundings. It's all about being mindful about who you want to be more than anything. Because how Jesse said, if your cup is full, you have plenty to give. But it's a lot of the times that our cup is so empty and we try to fill it with everybody else. And at the end, we end up hating ourselves even more. So my challenge for you today is, if you're going through anything of, I don't know, whether it's self-image or whether it's a bad relationship with food, take it one step at a time. Because how Les Brown says, how do you eat a whole elephant? One bite at a time. So do that today for yourself. Go sit down, be mindful of your food, be mindful of your body, love your body. And for every negative thought that comes to your mind, remember to tell yourself 10 good things. I love y'all. Thank you.
Oh my goodness, Carmen, you've just shared a bomb. You've dropped a bomb in front of all of us right now about self-image. What choices that we've made based on the beliefs that of ourselves. How can we elevate the image of ourselves so that we can achieve greatness? Thank you so much, Carmen, for sharing such a timely, needed message at this moment. Thank you. So I am gonna be the next speaker here, but before I speak, let me see if I can just play my bio, and then yeah, we'll take it from there.
Non Pumelelo Rial Kunene is a highly sought after, energetic, certified Les Brown international speaker. She is the author and host to Rise to Greater Heights, a book and YouTube channel to turn your fears into greater success while seizing new opportunities. Rial is also a coach, mentor, and an MC, well known for encouraging many to rise from mediocrity into greatness. Her vision is not only to motivate, but also to empower audiences with a fresh perspective, inspiration they require to pursue success and drive sustainable outcomes in a seriously funny way. Rial believes that we are in full control of our choices. Her mission is to meet the needs and transform lives of her clients and her audience. Rial's book, Rise to Greater Heights, has inspired and empowered many to pursue their personal and professional passion to become go-getters. Her goal is to study your current situation, identify limiting beliefs, then design a plan of inspired action to empower you to achieve specific outcomes in your life. Rial Kunene wears many hats as a professional certified sales manager, CEO, strategist, certified travel counselor, trainer, esthetician, philanthropist, diplomacy protocol officer, international human rights analyst, and a commissioner for OAS. Following her dreams gave her purpose to see her goals through and understand that she does have everything she needs to reach her full potential. Her everyday message is that your journey to be a better person starts with you. So knowing who you are to your core will make you understand that you are the only one who can accomplish your dreams. Hebrews 11, Psalm 27 and 40. Keep her to rise to greater heights. Kings and queens, please join me. Welcome, Rial Kunene!
Thank you so much. But before I continue, I just want to double check if I'm in the right platform here. How many of you with a raise of hand can say that, Rial, I have never, ever complained in life. Never, zero complaint in life. Seemingly, I am in the right platform here because, you know, sometimes in life we go complaining about everything. Oh, the weather is really bad today. Traffic was worse than expected. My family drives me crazy sometimes, or the movie was really disappointing, you name it. Though whining can be a way to build an inspiration, it can also keep us from acting, and it gives excuses time to procrastinate from achieving goals. One thing I've realized is that we usually complain in the wake of a negative situation. We tend to focus more on the problem than finding potential solutions. And individuals who whine on a regular basis, they're apt to have a bad health. So next time we'll find you complaining that, why do pizzas come in square boxes, yet they're round? And funny enough, they're cut in triangles. Does that sound like you? Yeah, please write this down, Emotional empowerment. Emotional empowerment. Because in an ideal world where we always feel wonderful, our emotions can be an empowering part of who we are in the lives of recovery. Being emotionally empowered means that we have to manage all three of these areas in our lives: the way we think, our emotions, and the way we behave to situations. If I may ask you, how many of you have dreams and goals that you want to achieve maybe in the next 6 months? I want you, as you think about your dreams and goals, to put this down. Rise to greater heights. Rise to greater heights, because you need to be clear about your goal, your career goals, in order for you to gain guidance on personal and professional development. So since I work with mindset transformation as well as resilience, I often pick up some cues from my environment that triggers emotions, such as reading a person's body language or facial expressions and catching glimpses of people's lives and their challenges. As my everyday book says, that a fool gives full vent to his spirit, but a wise man quietly holds it back. So the way we respond to our feelings is a conditioned response. So the first step in becoming an emotionally authentic person is to own your own emotions. In life, we encounter all sorts of situations and people. These people who give their emotional power away to others by blaming those individuals the responsibility through statements like, you made me feel. You know, good people, pain is inevitable, but emotions are something we create, and they are also something we can choose. You may ask me why. I'm glad you asked that question, because misery is a choice. It can feel like we are consumed and controlled by our own emotions. So good people, all the speakers have shared different nuggets on creating awareness and developing mindfulness. So as these speakers have shared all these nuggets before you today, you know, I just want to challenge you. I just want to challenge you that you need to make a difference. You need to make a difference to those around you, to those who look at you as an inspiration, to those who count on you. But in order for you to make that difference, you've got to be hungry. You've got to be hungry like the hungry lion in the jungle. That hungry lion in the jungle, really, it doesn't matter what kind of animal comes this way. It doesn't matter if you're that giant elephant or that small squirrel by the jungle. All that hungry lion sees in front of his face is lunch. And it's so funny because even with elephants, when they see a lion, what they do is that they run. It's all about the mindset. Once you believe, you become. They already told themselves that, you know what, I am a lunch to that lion. So each and every time when I see that lion, I'll have to run. So I believe that's the mindset that we need in order for us to empower our emotions. That's the mindset that we need in order for us to be mindful about our surroundings. That's the mindset that we need, because this world that we're living in has become a brewing pot of hate and anger today. But emotions are choices that can put on the brakes. Like Melinda mentioned that she believes to empower women to believe in their own abilities in order to build more positive lives for themselves. I will say to you, upsets you, it's all too natural to immediately pass that blame to that person for your hurt and anger to that offending person. But instead, try to recognize that we've programmed ourselves to react a certain way to certain situations based on our preconceived beliefs and priorities. So, good people, stop passing blame and accept responsibility for your own emotions, because you do have a choice at the end of the day. As flight attendants always say, that put on your oxygen mask first before you assist others, because if you don't, you and the other person you're trying to help could possibly go down. So I believe that today it is your time to put on that oxygen mask before you assist others. Get the knowledge, get more wisdom from these speakers. Write everything down as we speak today, because you do have a choice to control your emotions. The good news is that we can train our brains to look for positives. You look for positives to acquire emotional empowerment. You need to accept where you are right now in your life, even if you're going through difficult times. You can't heal until you first acknowledge what you are feeling inside you. Your emotional habits determine the quality of your life. So please, good people, take control of your emotions by improving your emotional resilience. When you express your feelings, you are also practicing self-love. You are saying that you are worthy, that you do exist, and that you matter. Like Jesse said, that we are living in this digital era, and hence where we need to learn more new skills about digital parent our children. So I believe that this is a wake-up call, good people. This is a wake-up call. It's a wake-up call, but when the alarm clock goes off, please don't ever hit the snooze button. I know what I'm talking about here. Don't be like, you know what? I will wake up in the next 2 minutes. I will wake up in the next 4 minutes. You know what? Forever is a long time. Why don't you wake up, get going, and increase your emotional intelligence? Increase emotional intelligence, because you really don't have to see the whole staircase, but you'll have to take the first step to get to the top. As my mentor always say, that you don't have to be great to get started, but you'll have to get started to become great in life. So if you aspire to be in any leadership role, there is an emotional element you need to consider. Emotional intelligence has to do with one's ability to both recognize and control their own emotions. Like Carmen asked about self-image, really. She was like, what choices have we made based on what we believe of ourselves? So those possessing a high level emotional intelligence have a connection with their own emotions, as well as they have the ability to recognize, relate to, and influence emotions of others. And people who excel in emotional intelligence can be easy to recognize. Why? Since they know what they're feeling and how these emotions can affect other people. Like Teresa mentioned, that mindfulness is the positive positioning on what you are thinking of what's going on. So the most effective leaders out there are alike in one crucial way. They are aware of their strengths and weaknesses and strive for continuous improvement. Because most people make mistakes around emotional intelligence because they don't acknowledge their own flaws. They don't even learn from their own mistakes. Perhaps they are unable to delegate or at least understand what's happening around other people around them. So good people, I believe that you've already had everything that you wanted to hear today. And I believe that you're gonna go out there and make a difference within you, within yourself. Increase your emotional intelligence. You know, it's so funny. When I was in the 8th grade, I was nicknamed Phoenix. I was nicknamed Phoenix after writing a composition using the idiomatic expression that says, I rose from the ashes like a phoenix bird, meaning I became successful again. You know, it's so funny because really that English teacher, she didn't know that the nickname Phoenix, it resonates with me and it also aligns with my destiny. So for those of you who doesn't know the phoenix bird is a Greek mythological bird believed to rise from its own ashes after being buried like hundreds of years ago. This immortal creature acquires new life by rising from the ashes of its own ancestors, which represents our capacity for vision and success. So I want to encourage you today, if you are listening to this message, that when your world comes crashing down, weigh your scars and show how a phoenix feels like to die from inside, and trust in your own capability to rise from your own ashes. Since the phoenix bird has to die, experience pain, burn before rising from its own ashes. You know, my everyday inspiration, Mr. Les Brown, he always said, if you happen to die today, at this very moment, at this hour, what dreams, what ideas, what visions, what goals, what talents, what skills, and what books will die with you? And he also continued that the richest place on this planet is the cemetery, because that's where all the dreams, all the visions, all the goals, all the talents have been buried. Honestly, I about you, but with me, listening to this message, it just gave me sleepless nights. It gave me sleepless night, and then I started journaling. And I am really, really proud today to introduce Rise to Greater Heights book before you. This is a comprehensive guide. Turn your fears. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. To turn your fears into greater success while seizing new opportunities. And I didn't stop after listening to that message. What dreams, what ideas, what visions, what goals, what talents will die with you? I continued writing. With George Floyd's situation that was happening in the US, I was like, you know what? I believe that we need to stand for a world where no one shall live in fear because of the color of their skin, and where the criminal justice system treats everyone fairly and equally. So this book was born from that experience. I believe that everyone has a human right, and these are God-given fundamental freedoms. So I wrote human rights book just for that. And I didn't stop again. Like this is all these books, they were born throughout the pandemics. One thing that you'll have to understand, I didn't stop. We came together, 15 different authors around the world, Germany, United States, Australia, New Zealand, Canada. We came up with this book, Resilience to Greatness. And I believe that this book has the potential to completely revolutionize every aspect of your life and career. And you can actually go on my website. If you, I have a free transformation guide for you. If you're watching, I have a free transformation guide that can turn your fears into greater success. My website is www.risetogreaterheights.com. Because, you know, growing up, I didn't have much because my father decided to have an early departure from this planet Earth. But I had everything because of my mama's love. And I love you so much, Mom. So I think whosoever say that the sky is the limit was wrong. From today on, I, Nompumelelo Riel Kunene, believe that the sky is our point of view. So let's all rise to greater heights. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right, thank you so much, amazing speakers. We're finally at the end of our presentations. And at this moment, really, I will just encourage you, if you have your final thoughts on the topic, developing awareness and mindfulness, you can share your final thoughts to our audience. And our audience, please feel free, if you have any question to any of the speakers right now, this is your time to post your questions. I'm going to read your questions and then I'll share with our speakers, and our speakers will be able to answer all of your questions. So our amazing speakers, please, the floor is yours.
That was such a powerful.
Thank you again, Rayan. That was just, it was amazing to be here, and I thank you. And I hope that everyone understands that having a positive mindset and understanding that we come from a higher power and that the choice is yours. Your life and your future is all set to you. You already have, like Carmen said, what's inside of you is already there. You just need to tap into it. And I know that we are just a small handful of people that are doing that. So keep motivated, keep listening to us, and keep listening to other people that motivate you, and you can rise to greater heights too. And make sure that you get a hold of Rand's book because it is amazing.
Thank you. Thank you so much for that, Ria Kanene. And thank you all for everybody who tuned in. Also, go ahead and get the book. I can't believe, you see how everything, there's two choices that we can always make with anything that comes our way, with any challenges, with any situations. It's either you can sit on the couch and cry about it, or you can get off the couch and do something about it, right? And I'm so glad that Ria Kanene has taken actually that leap of faith to start this podcast, to reach out to the community, to reach out to all of us that have a purpose, right? To live an impact, to live a footprint out there. But this is not just for us. This is for everybody. This is the planet that we live in, and you can make a difference too. If you get the book, you read the book, you will be the next author. You will be the next motivational speaker. You will be the next one leaving a footprint. So thank you so much.
I just want to say to everyone out there to never give up and to never quit. And no matter what obstacles you're facing, you can get through them. Please pick up Riel's book and support her. It's been an honor to be with all of you speakers. And I'm hoping that everyone out there will have the courage to tell their story and to help others. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. I just want to say that thank you so much for this platform, and this platform has really actually giving a lot of insights to everyone, how to develop mindfulness and awareness, and really to pursue really what we want inside our hearts, I think we are all, born by all these limiting things that, in the culture, or we are actually pursuing things that we don't want, but the culture actually say that this is great, you should actually pursue it, like what Carmen said, like this is the ideal body that you should pursue, and everybody actually just go for it. So be really present and really sit down, and in reality, we really have two choices, like just in the matrix, the blue pill or the red pill. If you choose the right pill, you will actually be on the right path. Thank you so much, Riel, Konine, and I'll hope that we can actually speak to you guys soon again.
Oh, wow. Wow. I just went on YouTube to check if we have any questions from the audience, and seemingly we don't have any questions, but I believe audience have gained a lot from us. Our audience have gained a lot from us. So thank you so much, amazing speakers. I'd like to spare that 1.5 hours just to be here and sharing your wisdom to the audience. And I believe that it has just made a difference to our viewers online. So thank you. Thank you. I don't know if you would like maybe to offer some freebies or how our viewers can get hold of you. Please do share that. Do share that with our audience.
If it's okay, I'll start. I would like to offer anyone that's listening today, I'm going to hold a workshop for an hour. If you go to my site, melindacochranauthor.com, it's going to be free, and I'm going to get you started on writing and encouraging you to move towards telling your story and helping others heal.
And if anyone wants to get in touch with me, you can reach me at thejourneytohealing247.com.
Okay, so I'll go next. I don't have my website running yet, but I am always available on Instagram, and I just changed my name to my Instagram name. You can always find me there for daily motivation and just to keep up with what I do, what I'm up to every single day. But for sure, you can find daily inspiration there, and the website is coming up.
Hi, basically, I'll be like to offer, for those parents who really want to embrace into digital parenting, really wants to empower their children to use electronic device and internet in a responsible way and staying safe on the internet, then you can actually go to my website, www.digitalparenting.club. And there you can actually book a free diagnostic session with me, so that I can actually see what is your current situation, and I'll actually give you insights and how we can actually work together. And you can always reach me at my Facebook, www.facebook.com/JessieLiuSP. And I'll look forward to see you guys again.
Oh, wow. I don't see any excuse why you can't reach out to these amazing speakers. Trust me. Oh, you'll be just setting yourself for greatness, because I believe that we're all destined for greatness as long as we follow God's strategies. So reach out to those amazing speakers that we have here. And thank you so much to our amazing speakers for being with us today, and also to our viewers online. Thank you so much for joining us at Rise to Greater Heights Network, where you can turn your fears into greater success while seizing new opportunities. I hope from my experience from these speakers that you've been inspired, motivated, and ready to rise to greater heights. Please do join us next week at the same time, same place. Thank you. Merci. Siyabonga.
Let him laugh, let him weep, let him yell, let him sing. Only one I say. Let him lay me traps and men to pray to Jehovah, me I pray. Let him laugh, let him weep, let him yell, let him sing. Only one I say. Let him lay me traps and men to pray to Jehovah, me I pray. Let I be me instead of playing games. For chasing fame, let somebody sweat the lack of flames. No, living my life to the fullest and shout out my halala to the fullest. Let my lungs out. I'm still rising up to greater heights as long as